Let's take a look at doppelgangers in the modern world. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. I know it's not the shaman guide, we're still working on different spirits and stuff and looking through the different hex options since we're coming up on that so rapidly. But today, I wanted to bounce back over and talk about fantasy creatures in a modern setting, whether you're running D20 Modern or some version of GURPS or any number of other games where you've got a nice blending of the fantasy with the modern day and age for that very fun kind of blend of settings. It's just so much fun getting to play around with all of that, and I love taking the time to think about it. And like I said, today we are going to be talking about doppelgangers. But before we get into all of that, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there, hit the subscribe button and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. If you've already gone on ahead and listed yourself on just such an incredible roster of legendary heroes, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. Now, let's start talking about doppelgangers. What are they? Well, they are your human-sized humanoid creatures of kind of a pallid gray skin, indistinct facial features, and entirely bald. They are shapeshifters, are able to mimic the appearance of damn near any humanoid creature down to incredibly flawless detail, and they are inherently telepathic, able to read the surface level thoughts of different humanoids, which allows them to have a great deal of insight into the people that they're looking to imitate, and also allows them to maneuver around different social situations and makes them incredibly effective intelligence gatherers. And that's one of the first roles I would consider having doppelgangers in, is as spies for hire, or embedded in with different national agencies, whether it's counterintelligence agencies like the FBI or intelligence organizations like the CIA, or FSB, or any number of other intelligence services that might exist in the modern day and age, or whatever that might look like for your own particular setting. But another role to look at and consider for them is, aside from just being spies and intelligence gathering, which they would be incredibly effective agents at, is information brokers, people who are in the loop as to what's going on. They'd work really well in the same way, and it's very much like the spy role, because they are gathering information, but in this case they are serving their own interests, gathering information and selling and trading it back and forth, exchanging favors. These would be incredible NPCs for your players to work with, an incredible source of information. And not only that, but the doppelganger could very easily be working with a team of mimics, other shapeshifters. Now, mimics, a lot of people just run them as the nigh-on mindless creatures of opportunistic hunting, taking the forms of treasure or innocuous objects, and ambushing players when they least expect them. The most cunning of DMs will have them as outhouses, doors, chandeliers, rugs, appearing as rugs. All these kinds of things will yield incredible opportunities for the cunning DM to ambush them, but doppelgangers can get up to a reasonable intelligence, even a human quality of intelligence, around the 10 or 11 mark. Now, how common that is going to depend on your DMs, but I like the idea of doppelgangers working with colonies of mimics in fantasy or modern settings, even in urban fantasy settings. So the mimics can take the form of TVs, of chandeliers, of tables, chairs, toasters. I laughed, they laughed, the toaster laughed, I shot the toaster, everything was secure. The mimics can start gathering information working with the doppelganger, because the doppelganger's a telepath. They can feed that information back to the doppelganger really easily without having to break their cover. And to overcome their natural adhesive properties, they could easily just take potions or other compounds to help neutralize that effect so that they don't just randomly start sticking to things. So you have a whole lot of ways for an information broker to gather an incredible hoard of information, valuable information at that they can buy, trade, and sell with many other different groups. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Did you like today's video? Did you dislike it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the like or dislike buttons so we can engage in discussion. And remember, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamers Den. If you've made it this far, you know it's worthwhile. Go on down there and hit it. Hit it. Go on down there. Subscribe. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Ridiculous and slightly better kept as always. Thank you all so very much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.